So as I mentioned, Selenium 4 ID is anything Selenium ID is a record and playback tool. Right, so that was available as an add-on for the Firefox and Chrome browsers. So now it has given a so extension for the Edge browser also, and also there was some conditional based conditions were not there in the Selenium 3 IDE, but here we have a conditions, while if conditions you can add here in the this Selenium 4 IDE. But even you can export the recorded script to respective programming language, required programming languages. So you record and you can convert that into Java TestNG or Java JUnit. Or you want a C# NUnit, you can convert. Or Python PyTest, you can convert. You can convert into desired WebDriver format. So that is so you just record it and you can convert into required format. That's the advantage you have. You can export the recorded script to different programming languages in the WebDriver format. So they added a normal locators you have seen, right? ID, name, class name, XPath, CSS selector, link text, partial link text, and tag name, right? Apart from that, they added a relative locators. So near, above, below, to right of, to left of. So these locators added. So near means finds an element that is located near another element. So particular element near, if you want to identify any other element, so you can use this near. See, so driver dot find element relative locator dot with by dot tag name. So near login button, I am identifying login button near. So this element I am identifying. Above, so above login button I am identifying one more element. So below the login button I am identifying one more element. So to left of, so I can find the an element that is located to the left of another element. To the right of, so find an element that is located to the right of another element. So this you can use. So these are the different use cases you can use it. And CDP, Chrome debugging protocols. Chrome debugging protocols means so basically uh, so it so Chrome debugging means like this. This is the one. The debugging tools, Chrome debugging protocols means these ones. All these, right? Elements, console, network, performance, application. So these are all the Chrome debugging tools. So these Chrome debugging tools and console values, network calls, all this. You see console, there are so many errors, right? All these errors you can get with this CDP. So that's the latest one. Chrome debugging protocols are enabled. It will find out the so network traffic. It will be maintained, and geolocation where is, so you can find out localization testing, international testing you can do, and also so console logs also you can capture with this. So, so Chrome debugging protocols. You can use these two methods to get the network calls and also Chrome debugging protocols. So that's the advantage of this Chrome debugging protocols. So multiple windows and tabs. So if you want to identify multiple windows and tabs, you can use this uh, so window type window, it will open a new window. It will window type dot tab, it will open a new tab. It will open a new tab. So that's the this new windows and tabs you can easily handle now with this so thing. And also there is a telemetry and a GraphQL. So basically Selenium Grid has more observability when test case running time, there will be so many logs, right? That logs you can observe easily what is going on while execution, and you can track easily with this telemetry and also GraphQL. So also Grid now has a front end console which is powered by GraphQL endpoint. It allows testers to run a GraphQL query against Selenium Grid. So that's a so Selenium Grid supports telemetry and GraphQL concepts. So improved documentation. So before Selenium 4, the documentation was not cleaned up, but this is cleaned up very clearly in this all the deprecated things removed. All the deprecated things are removed. So what is deprecated? So there are few things are deprecated. That means they removed from the Selenium 4. So desired capabilities class was there, that is removed completely. And Firefox options instead of desired capabilities, so they added every browser options. So what these browser options will do, Firefox options, Chrome options, Edge options, Safari options, these classes, these are the class name. So this class provides, there are so many methods available which helps to change the settings of this Firefox browser or Chrome browser or anything. So you want to install some extensions, you can do with these methods, but you have to create object for these classes. Okay, so that's the desired capabilities removed, but introduced this options classes for every browser. And also there is some changes in the action class. There is a action class in the Selenium. So before it was just if you want to click an element, you need to do first you have to move the cursor to that element, then you need to click. Now what they did, they replaced this two methods thing with a single command, that is click web element. So automatically it will, when you call click web element, automatically move the cursor to the element and and clicks on that. So click and hold, you can similar move to element and click and hold is removed. So that is another concept. And double click, all these methods are no simplified, no, instead of calling multiple method chaining. So method chaining means this method, then another method. Instead of that, only they made one method. So the same meaning purpose is same, but they made a single method. So finds by method is deprecated, and there is some changes in the fluent wait class so with the timeout and polling every that are generally having a more parameters. Now they made it a single parameter. They added a duration. So duration dot of seconds, duration dot of milliseconds. That is added in the fluent wait class. So this is the some of the changes so added in the Selenium 4. But so we'll see that we'll install the Selenium on your browsers. But yeah, before that, this is Selenium 3 WebDriver 3 implementation. So I already told you, right? WebDriver is an interface. So this parent interface is a search context. So search context has a few methods. WebDriver has a many methods. Just declared all the methods. But all these methods are implemented in the remote WebDriver class. But remote WebDriver is extending into, so this Internet Explorer, Firefox driver, Chrome driver, Opera driver, Safari driver, Edge driver. So these are all the, so parent, this is the parent for all these child classes. So that means Chrome driver extends remote WebDriver. Edge driver extends remote WebDriver. Safari driver extends remote WebDriver. Opera driver extends remote web. That means this is the parent and this is the child classes. Child class extends parent class. So, but this is the implementing. So these two interfaces are so extending one each other. And when you are implementing in this class, remote WebDriver class, that means WebDriver method, so search context method, both methods you are implementing here. So because implements means in this class you already implemented. So these are all ready made. I'm just giving an overview how the architecture in the Selenium 3, but this also changed now. So Selenium 4, the architecture is different. So now in the Selenium 4, the architecture is no search context extends WebDriver. WebDriver is implementing inside the remote WebDriver class. That is fine. But remote WebDriver is the parent for Chromium driver class. Chromium driver is the parent for Edge driver and Chrome driver. Now see, this is the what kind of polymer, no, inheritance. Child class, parent and grandparent. So what kind of inheritance is this? Huh? What kind of inheritance is this? Java is very, very weak, guys. Everything is Java. And if you are not good in Java, this is not going to work out. So this is called uh, multi-level inheritance. So what you call this? Multi-level inheritance.
Multi-level.
So this is a single inheritance and hierarchical inheritance also we call that. See, remote web directly extends to Safari driver, Firefox driver, Internet Explorer. But here Chrome driver is extending to Chromium driver. Chromium driver is extending to remote web driver. So Chrome driver parent is remote web driver. Chrome driver parent is Chromium driver. Edge driver parent is Chromium driver. So understand this. This is the extra layer added in Selenium 4. Before remote web driver directly extending, right? Extending to this child class. Now that change made here in the Selenium 4. So that's what I want to give. You can see here. So the remote WebDriver parent is object class, but Chromium driver parent is remote WebDriver, and Chrome driver parent is Chromium driver. Edge driver parent is Chromium driver. So that is the hierarchical also there, and also uh, multi-level inheritance also available here. See, Chrome driver extends Chromium, Edge driver extends Chromium driver. So one parent, multiple chains. That is possible, right? So that is the one. And Chromium driver extends remote web driver. So these are the, so I already mentioned all these no browsers, classes, and interfaces are available under this package arg.openqa.selenium. What is the package? arg.openqa.selenium. So package this WebDriver, Firefox driver, Chromium driver, Chrome driver, Safari driver, Opera driver, all these browsers are available here. Remote WebDriver, Edge driver, these classes. Can I create like this? WebDriver is an interface. So WebDriver driver equal to new WebDriver. Is this correct? Hmm?
Yes.
That's what all are, I told you everything is Java. So that Java is lagging. So your Java is very, very poor. I already told for any interface and abstract class, we should not create object. We should not create object. Okay. So any interface, I told you, WebDriver is an interface. Interface, you should not create object. That's what I told you very clearly. And here in the below, I was clearly mentioning the reason why we cannot create object for the WebDriver. That means why you cannot create object for interface, I'm saying. Any interface. WebDriver is one of the interface. So interface contains all abstract methods. These methods are not implemented. That means no definition. What that method has to the definition is not given. The definition is given in the classes. In these classes, not in the interface. So without a definition, we cannot use them. So if you create object, you have to use that method, right? If there is no definition what that method has to do, then what is the purpose of creating object? That's why for any interface and abstract class, not allowed to create object. That is the main reason. So, and what you call, this is another interview question. When we first start with the Selenium automation, you will write this line of code, right? When you, so where you used runtime polymorphism or method overriding concept in your automation. See, every Java concept is interrelated. Here they will ask such kind of questions. So many people will fail with these questions only. They will ask, give me examples. All this they will ask the such kind of questions. So they will correlate with the Java and in Selenium code. And if you are not clear on those Java concepts, and this is very, very complex. See, WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver or new Chromium driver. See, the parent type and that parent reference variable pointing to child class object. So this is the runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. So you have to be very, very, very careful on this. Okay. So now you see in the statement WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. So the purpose of driver is, so this is the question. So however, what is the meaning of the WebDriver driver? So what is mean by this WebDriver driver? This is the one of the interview question. So what is mean by WebDriver driver means? So the purpose of the driver in is, so to serve as a reference variable that holds an instance of the Chrome driver class. So hence, so WebDriver is an interface in Selenium WebDriver library. It defines a set of methods for interacting with the web browsers. So the WebDriver interface is implemented by various driver classes, each corresponding to different browsers. So this is the reference variable of type WebDriver, and by declaring driver as a WebDriver, so you ensure that it can hold any object that implements the WebDriver interface. So any object. So left side why we are kicking WebDriver driver is because you can create object for any browser driver class. If you want to run your test case on the Chrome, you create object for Chrome driver class. If you want to run on Firefox, create object for Firefox driver class. If you want to run on Edge browser, create object for new Edge driver class. So every browser has one driver class. For that class, you create object on the right hand side, not for the interface, and point it to the WebDriver reference so that it will be referred to any object. Okay, so that is the main concept. So this is a reference variable type of WebDriver. So by declaring driver as WebDriver, you ensure that it can hold any object that implements the WebDriver interface. So this is the very, very important. Understand and read word by word all these lines. So new Chrome driver means this is the instantiation of Chrome driver class, which is the implementation of the WebDriver interface specific to Chrome browser. When you create a new Chrome driver instance, it launches a new Chrome browser window that can control through the driver variable. So that's the meaning of, this is the first line of code you will write in your automation. See, interface, that variable is pointing to that implemented class object. So what is the purpose of driver? It's going to control the browser. It's a flexible, and also it controls the browser controlling also can be done, and resource management you can do easily with this driver. So why are we using WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver? So why not WebDriver driver equal to so why we use this WebDriver is an interface in Selenium. So that defines all the methods needed to automate browser actions. So Chrome driver is a concrete class. So implements the WebDriver interface and controls the Chrome browser. And so when you write this, so we are using polymorphism. So that's why, so this by coding to the interface, you can later switch browser easily without changing your test logic. So a driver called new Firefox driver. See, you don't need to change the methods. So you can just use that. That's why it is a polymorphism concept is used here. Better maintainability will be there, and that's the main reason. Okay. So now Chrome driver is not a subclass of remote WebDriver. Chrome driver is a subclass of Chromium driver. Okay. So that's understand those concepts. Please go through these and come back. And Selenium4 architecture is this the one. See, Selenium4 architecture is, so there is no JSON wire protocol that is removed here. And directly it will talk to the browser drivers. You will send the any command to the Chrome driver or Gecko driver or Safari driver, Edge driver. Gecko driver is nothing but a Firefox driver. See, Firefox driver. And that command will go to a real browser and send, perform the action here, and you will get a response back. Okay. So that's all about. So what are the key differences? Selenium4 integrates Selenium Manager as a built-in feature, offering automated management of browser drivers. And Selenium3, you have to use WebDriver Manager concept. Selenium4 uses W3 standard protocol. Selenium3 uses a JSON wire protocol. And Selenium4 shows improved performance and faster execution. Selenium3 may experience little bit of performance issues. Selenium4 offers an optimized Selenium grid with enhanced GUI and Docker support. Selenium3 allows parallel testing through Selenium grid but lacks support for Docker. And Selenium4, the Chrome driver class extends the Chromium driver. In Selenium3, Chrome driver class extends the remote web driver class. So Selenium4 introduces relative locators, grid enhancements, and Chrome driver, Chrome dev protocols. Selenium3 has a limited feature set, and Selenium4 brings significant architecture changes, Chrome protocols, and introduces new features, all of them. But Selenium3 needs more architectural advances, and so dev tools integration is not there. All those changes are not there, but Selenium4 has those changes. Okay. So these are the things, and so tomorrow we'll discuss a few more, and I'm stopping.